Here we are, chapter 2, lines and graphs or something, function and graphs. A level year 2, chapter 2, question 22, mixed exercise. Y equals f of x is x squared minus 7x plus 5 ln x plus 8. X is greater than 0. Little sketch of it provided, lovely. Okay, find the points A and B using calculus. Well, if we want to find those points, we are going to need to do dy by dx. Okay, and we will then set it to 0. So x squared would become 2x multiplying down, minus 7x would become minus 7, and 5 ln x would become 5 over x, and the plus 8 is nothing. So with that done, we now need to say, well, what's that when it's equal to 0? Okay, so how can we solve that? Let's do 2x minus 7 equals minus 5 over x multiplied by the x's. Okay, 2x squared minus 7x equals minus 5, and so 2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. Now that we've got a quadratic, we can look at solving it using the formula. So let's go with a b squared minus 4ac, which would be equal to 7 squared minus 4 times 2 times 5. Okay, 49 minus 40, so 9. And the square root of 9, of course, is plus or minus 3. So we can now write in here x is equal to minus b, which is plus 7, plus square root of 9. I should probably put something like square root of 9 equals plus minus 3. So plus 3 over 2a, 2 times 2, and x equals 7 minus 3 over the 4. So that's 10 divided by 4. So we've got x equals 10 divided by 4, which is 5 divided by 2. Okay, and this one, 4 divided by 4x equals 1. Okay, that hasn't found me these points yet. I still need to substitute them into the equation, the starting equation up here. Okay, so if we do f of 5 over 2 equals, so just putting it into the calculator. Okay, so 5 over 2 squared minus 7 times 5 over 2, okay, plus 5 times the ln of 5 over 2, okay, plus an 8 gives us 1.33, okay. And then when we do it with 1, we get 1 squared minus, so what are we doing? We're doing f of 1 now. 1 squared minus 7 plus 5 learn 1 plus 8 equals 2. And so we can now write in our answers here of A and B. Okay, so A equals an x of 5 over 2. No, that can't be A, that one must be B. So we'll do A as 1 because it's obviously first in the list there. It's going up there. 1, 2. And we will do B as being 5 over 2, or 2.5, and 1.331. Okay. Right then, next part. Okay, looking at the answers in the book, that's fine. They do give their answers as exact ones rather than just sticking them straight into the calculator. So I suppose we should do that, especially for this 1.331. Okay, so what would that be? It would be the, let's just do it over here. It would be the 5 over 2 squared minus 7 times 5 over 2. What was it? Plus 5 ln. Plus 5 ln 2. 5 over 2. Plus 8. Okay. And so what do we end up with that? We end up with 25 over 4 minus 35 over 2. Now, how are they going to want the answer in the book written for that? We could do ln 2, we could do ln 5, but I think ultimately they left it with a 5 ln 2. So let's leave it as plus 5 ln 5 over 2 plus 8. Alright, so if we take the all of those bits in there, we should end up with something like minus 13 over 4 plus 5 ln 5 over 2. So that would be your exact answer up here. So your point B could also be written as 5 over 2, and instead of 1.331, written as that, minus 13 over 4 plus 5 ln 5 over 2 to finish up. Okay, right then, next bit. Sketch this minus 3 f of x minus 2. Alright, well, I think what I want to do is probably take a copy of this graph that we've already got so that we can talk about it and see where we get to with it. Alright, so let's take that, put it there. Okay, and then they are asking us to sketch y equals, what was it, minus 3 f of x minus 2. Okay, bearing in mind that we've got the coordinates of a and b now. They are 1, 2 for this one, and then they are 5 over 2, 5 over 2, and, well, it's this bit here in purple, isn't it? 13 over 4, 5 ln 5 over 2. Okay, right then, so what's going on here? We need to move the entire graph over. Okay, so let's just take that. Don't need that at the moment. The whole thing is going to be moved, okay, over by 2. All right, there it is. So if it's going to 1, this is not moving very well. going to move over by 2, so that 1 will turn into a 3, so it actually gets to about there somewhere, so that your A point is now on 3. Okay, so that's the -2. Okay, now then, -3 and 3 times bigger, everything becomes 3 times bigger, and it also becomes a negative. Okay, so these points here have now changed into a... Ooh, that's gone weird. 1 second. Right then, the computer's doing weird things. So we've moved this across here for the -2, and now we need to deal with the -3, which of course is going to make this whole thing 3 times bigger. So your point of 1, 2 is now 3, 2, but we need to make it 3 times bigger. So that would be times 3 on the 2 there, making it -3, 6, which of course would make it come a lot higher. And then this one would be 3 times after that, which, since we know it's 1.3, again would be like 3.9. Okay, so coming down here sort of thing. So that one's coming way up there, and this one's coming down here. But it is a -3. So it's actually coming down this way, okay, and up this way. Okay, so that's the sort of thing that we want to draw, to put on here. Alright, so let's get rid of that one. Let's change it into the green so that it's got the correct sort of colours coming in. So the whole thing's moved from here, and we have come way down here, and then scooped around here like that. Okay, so this point A would be, it'd be 2 across like we said. Okay, so the 1 changes into a 3, and it would be a -3 times bigger. So -3 times 2 is 6, -6. Okay, this one again would be 5/2 plus 2. Okay, which gives us 9/2. So there's your point A. Point B would be your 9/2. Just add in 2 to it, and now we need to multiply this by -3. So -13/4 times by -3 gives us 39/4. Okay, and then we would get 15 ln 5 times 3, sorry, not plus though, -15 ln 5/2. Okay, which is roughly minus 3.99. Okay, which is why it's up there like that, and of course 9/2 is 4.5 if you wanted it as decimals. Okay, so there it is. I think that's everything they wanted in the actual question. Find the stationary points of them. Okay, so just a case of using your logic and your graph knowledge to pull those informations out. My graph is not very good, it must be said, but it's drawn there now. Did they want us to find? I'm just going to check to see if they wanted where the graph crosses the x-axis. One moment. No, they didn't want to know where they were, but they did want us to tell us whether they were minimums and maximums, of which the 3 - 6 is the minimum, of course, and this one is the maximum of it. Okay, right.